Okay, so before I turn you loose on the irresistible offer template that comes with this video, I just wanted to go over a few important things in terms of how to actually use this for maximum effectiveness, because none of these concepts are, I'm not reinventing the wheel here, but the big thing with so many of my clients is you can talk about marketing and features and benefits and how to do all this stuff and like how to make things attractive and like the messaging fit. Like there are so many things that people talk about out there um, in terms of what you're selling in your marketing, but we're missing a really, really big piece of it. And it's the reason why so many people struggle, especially to get foot traffic, right? Like in today's day and age, getting someone to get off the couch and go into a physical store, we have even more challenges than we've ever had, right? So, first we have to think about the customer, right? Like, why is this so important? Well, here is the reality of customers these days. Social media, it's essentially trained everyone to expect to be constantly and instantly entertained, and they can literally find and buy anything on the internet without ever leaving their couch, right? So as consumers, like, and I'm guilty of this too, right? Like I understand the psychology and I'm still here, right? Like we're disconnected. We are in more pain than we've ever been in before because we have access to everything, but we aren't really feeling a connection with anything, right? And like the average person's collective memory and motivation is at an all-time low. So like, for example, 10 years ago, someone might have walked down the street, noticed that your business was right there in their neighborhood or in their downtown, right? Like, and if they were interested that like, oh, hey, that's a cool plant shop. I didn't know there was a sign service right there. Oh, it's a new yoga studio, right? Like they would create a sort of bookmark in their brain, and they were fairly likely to remember that you were there in their neighborhood the next time they thought about what it was you were selling, your product or service. But these days, what happens when someone wants something? Well, they go straight to their phone, right? Like they don't even think about what might be available around the corner. So even if your business is like out there in your community, consumers' short attention span is making 90% of them just kind of skip right over it and not even remember you're there the second they aren't right in front of it. And what I see most of my clients doing is this. As a business owner, they're still in the mindset that they can talk to their customers online and on social media on all of these digital channels that are keeping everybody so bored and disconnected, the same way that they would talk to someone who actually walks into the store. But we are missing a huge step when we do this, which is to have the customer be interested enough in your business to be drawn into a conversation about what you sell. So our marketing has to actually get their attention, which is not easy, and make them feel connected to us, which is even harder. That will never happen if we think only about marketing our products, our services, features and benefits, discounts. We're trying to prompt someone into getting off the couch and coming in physically, right? Because consumers don't care about products, sales, supporting local, your specific mission or business or any of it. They only care about what is making their lives easier, more entertaining, more comfortable. Like that is it. I know that's harsh. It's also the only way to actually get their attention, which is the only way to motivate them to come into your storefront in the first place. So that is the entire point of the irresistible offer. So, what's the first step to using it to increasing sales, right? Like first we have to make sure that customers actually want to buy from you. And it's not about your product or service, right? The number one reason marketing doesn't work is because you aren't actually offering what your customers want to buy. Now, I am not talking about your merchandise or your menu or anything that you're actually selling. Because if you do have actual real customers who buy from you when they're with you in person, then what you sell is not the problem. It's getting those customers in the door. It's getting their attention, making them want to come in the first place. We need more foot traffic. So the easiest and most foolproof way to do that is to have this. This is supposed to have a big red X on it. PowerPoint's awesome. So like to have like the single irresistible offer is showcasing what a customer actually wants from your business, not what you sell. Okay. That is a concept that a lot of people, they resist me on, but like just write it down on your piece of paper, whatever it is that you're about to do with this worksheet. You can't talk about what you sell. You have to talk about what customers want. That is what makes your business unique. And we say it to them in a way that makes them want it. That's what this exercise is all about. It's super simple once you acknowledge that is the truth of what we're building here. And it's super effective. And it's the first step to making sure that you always have a consistent, predictable flow of foot traffic. Okay. So, there's a lot of sales psychology. I've got nearly 20 years of experience in this and in understanding what makes people buy something. So there's a lot of sales psychology that's gone into this irresistible offer template, and we have to stop thinking about discounts as a way to bring customers in, okay? This is how we're going to make your business stand out, with this super powerful, attractive offer that is not a discount, that you can keep using on any platform in any economy, right? Because, you know, in addition to them being bored and apathetic and lazy, right? Like, consumers don't care about discounts. They are not loyal to discounts. They don't buy because of discounts, and they will not keep coming back because of discounts. The only thing that a customer does is take the discount if they were already planning to buy from you anyway, which erodes profits, right? So when we're thinking about your single irresistible offer, it's something that your business does better than anyone else in your community. And that is what will ensure customers are buying from you, not from, you know, Amazon or Chili's or whatever's down the street, right? Like, this is what the, you know, companies that I talk about that have like really thrived in every single economy. It's what Apple, Trader Joe's, you know, American Eagle, like, they all successfully launched in a recession with something that a customer actually really wanted, and they survived in an economy where other businesses did not. It's because it's not because any of these businesses sold something that a consumer couldn't get elsewhere. They just created an offer and a way to entice customers that worked better than their competitors. So that's how you thrive. It's not about offering discounts or big fancy events or anything. It's making sure that you understand what your customers really, really want. Okay, off my soapbox. Here's the anatomy of a stellar offer. Okay, something that is irresistible to your ideal customer. We have to first combine value and function, and that is covered very thoroughly in the worksheets. But basically, the thing I want you to think about, again, make another note in your margin, right? We have to do this from the customer's mindset, okay? We are not talking about our products or services or what we think the customer needs. We have to talk about what they want. And how then the function of it is how we provide it to them, not through products and services, but through the delivery of those products and services. So hopefully that nuance makes sense. It's something like, rather than saying we sell denim, it's like, I can fit you into the perfect pair of denim just by looking at you, okay? So we have to understand what someone is going to actually have an aha moment in their brain when they hear that in your marketing and be like, oh yeah, I need to go see them, rather than just ordering another pair of jeans online that I know aren't gonna fit. So bonus points for speed and ease of use. So, you know, a lot of local businesses I talk to, you know, like, for example, if you're a fencing company, right? That's a common pain point with customers, is like, there's no speed there. You need permits. It takes a while to get the materials. You know, you've got the points where you have to, you know, dig the holes and set the posts, and then you wait another day or 48 hours for that to set, for you to put up the, you know, all the slats. So like, there are things that like your business might not specifically be speedy. So think about then what you can offer them immediately. You know, so it's something like instant estimates, you know, things that are attractive to them, that are solving something in their minds that they think is a problem. Or like, one thing that's really good, you know, like a personalized meal plan, or like a personalized training assessment. You might not get the body of your dreams overnight, but you're going to get a personalized training assessment the first time you walk in. And again, really, really thinking about how to do this without using discounts. So I'm not going to say you can never use a discount. You know, I'm going to use the same thing, like personalized training assessment. Like, maybe if you're a yoga studio or a gym, somebody gets their first month for $20 or for half off or whatever, partly because also in that business model, we know they're not getting instant results, right? But it should be like a one-time only thing, you know, not something where you're offering 10% off with every $100 or anything. Like, discounts should be used for one of two reasons. One is to sweeten the value and function of your irresistible offer. So if you're using it for something like, you know, getting your very first experience with you for a discount, like, I'm okay with that. as like a first time client, right? Like, because that also helps build trust. Somebody's learning how to like really understand that you're able to do what you say. Or the only other opportunity that I ever want to see a local business using a discount is if you're trying truly to clear out inventory. Okay. Otherwise, we always have to think about the offer as it relates to what the customer truly wants, because if a customer is going to buy from you, they're going to buy from you. If a customer has decided to buy from you and they find a 10% off coupon or a 30% off offer, then now you've just given away your profit. So thinking really intentionally about how to use the irresistible offer, as a way to make sure that people think of you first and ideally only for what you're selling in your community. That is the power of it. And we don't ever get that with discounts. So last thing before I turn you loose to go through the worksheets, and, again, I'm going to say it again because it's worth repeating. Make sure you're thinking about this from your customer's mindset. What do they think they need? What do they think you do better than anybody else? Here's a few examples of like irresistible offers in the wild from some of these are clients, some of these are businesses that I have personally patronized, and it works really, really well. And this is examples of like how to think about an offer, not just like, let me give you something, but like, how do I present my business in a way that is truly unique and it's something that the customer is thinking and wanting, and it sets your business apart. So this one, I love this, right? Like, and this is an example from social media, this particular business. I've been working with them for a while, and like, they only really do social media. They have, a couple different channels. Their message is simple. They talk about this in every single post. I can fit you into the perfect pair of denim simply by looking at you. That's it. And like, there's other ways to think about, kind of cute things to say on social media, like that sort of thing, right? What she's doing here, like maybe this is fine, and you've been asking where people are getting their denim. Like, that's something that a customer might say, right? But like, the irresistible offer is I can fit you into the perfect pair of vintage denim simply by looking at you. Nobody else can do that, right? Here's another one. I really, really love this one. This is a staple in Colorado. This is not a client, but it is a place that I have, I know the owner. I have like patronized them for nearly 20 years. My very, very first studio was above their original location, and they took something that could be conceived as a potential negative and turned it into an irresistible offer. They have a limit of 3 on their margaritas. And it's like known, right? Like, and 20 years later, they're still talking about this. Why? Because the margaritas are that strong and they are that good. And if you're someone who's into margaritas and you get one that is served, with this kind of nasty, watered down, like tap margarita mix, and the tequila is not great, like, you're disappointed in that. But like, these margaritas are so good, there's a limit of 3. And like, that is splashed across all of their marketing everywhere. I'll be honest and say the food is fine. The atmosphere is kind of cool. It's another Mexican restaurant. Like, in and of itself, it's not something that is effectively that different than the 3 other ones that are on the street, but they're the only one with a limit of 3 margaritas. And that is their marketing, and it is irresistible to their ideal client, right? And they don't offer discounts. The margaritas aren't on happy hour, right? Like, so like, you don't have to offer a discount to have something like that be irresistible. Here's another example. Yoga studio. Differentiating themselves. It's not core power where you're going to have, all of the crazy, really fit girlies in their matching outfits doing all sorts of crazy handstands and headstands. Show up as you are. And like, we're not even offering anything, right? But we are describing why someone would come here first. So think really intentionally about what your customers have said to you and why the ones who have come in and purchased continue to come in and purchase. We need to showcase what makes your business different, not what you sell. So jump in, create that irresistible offer, start using it on every channel. And then, of course, if you want help with any sort of tactics, targeting customers, like that sort of thing, I have resources for you there too. So reach out and connect. All right. Good luck.